Hello, this is Dave Sugarbaker. Today is the 10th day of November 2024, and I have one verse from Isaiah. This is Isaiah 30:29, and here's what this particular verse says. And Isaiah is a poet. You shall have a song, as in the night when a holy festival is kept, and gladness of heart, as when one sets out to the sound of the flute, to go to the mountain of the Lord. I first became familiar with this little piece of Isaiah while singing in a concert choir during my college years. Randall Thompson incorporated this particular part of Isaiah into his choral work called The Peaceable Kingdom. And it was beautifully written, and it was a real joy to perform it. And you shall have a song as in the night when a holy solemnity is kept. That was Thompson using the King James Version, solemnity instead of festival. There are a number of scriptures that I have come to know first through their musical setting. I think of Handel's Messiah, and that's entirely all the lyrics there are all from scripture set to music. Isaiah was a poet, and so it's easy for composers to use Isaiah's writing for their choral pieces. And we all know, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. Now, those of us who have a choral background can't hear that without hearing also the music that goes along with it, and we're running that in our head. I did some crazy things in college, and many of us did. But one of the sanest choices that I made was to sing in a college choir. For a couple of years, I think my junior and senior year in college, I was singing in 3 different choirs simultaneously. And so I had a choir rehearsal just about every day of the week. Those were good years. Someone has said that singing in a choir is cheaper than therapy. It's healthier than drinking, and it's more fun than working out. There are all kinds of health benefits to group singing. The physical benefits: it calms your heart rate, it boosts your immune system, and it increases your pain tolerance. I didn't know that. Mental benefits include the fact that it releases those feel-good neurochemicals like the endorphins, the dopamine, and serotonin. Social benefits: it builds feelings of social cohesion and closeness, and it bonds people faster than other activities. Singing in a choir has neuroscientific benefits. Singing connects neurotransmitters in our brains in a new way, making us smarter and healthier and happier and more creative. And finally, more health benefits. It reduces stress hormones, it boosts our immune system, and it stimulates our memory. I've accepted this fall an invitation to join a small choir that's aiming at a Christmas concert in December. We had our first rehearsal this last Sunday evening, and it was really nourishing. It's been years since I have sung in a choir and participated in that rehearsal process. Group singing, though, has been an important part of human experience for thousands of years. Even ancient people knew that singing was good for you. I don't think there's a single religion in the world that functions without some kind of group singing or chanting. I think it's a basic human thing to sing as a group. As I was working on this sermon, I remembered a poem from Robert Frost, and so I'm going to share that. It pertains to what's going on. Before man came to blow it right, the wind once blew itself untaught and did its loudest day and night in any rough place where it caught. Man came to tell it what was wrong. It hadn't found the place to blow. It blew too hard. The aim was song. And listen how it ought to go. He took a little in his mouth and held it long enough for north to be converted into south, and then by measure blew it forth. By measure. It was word and note. The wind had meant to be. A little through the lips and throat, the aim was song. The wind could see. Singing is part of our pattern for worship. We don't just sing to keep people from falling asleep before the sermon, hopefully. It's an integral part of worship. We sing together because this is a way that we feel connected to these other people. We do something we can't do individually. We make melody and harmony. We create a song together. I read some time ago about an African tribe that creates a song for each new member of the community. Before a child is born, the tribe creates that new arrival's unique song. And as the child is born, the tribe sings the new baby's song. And the song is repeated by the tribe at each life landmark, upon achieving adulthood, upon marriage, at major life landmarks, and at death. Their song is sung. Isaiah says, "You shall have a song." Someone said, "Some days there won't be a song in your heart. Sing anyway." If you decide that you want to live with more joy, that doesn't mean that you can throw an internal switch and turn up your happiness quotient. It just doesn't happen that way. I remember a counselor telling me years ago that I would have to fake it until I made it. I resented that advice tremendously. If I wasn't really happy, how was I supposed to fake being happy? But if there's not a song in my heart, should I sing anyway? In a word, yes. There are all kinds of physical, mental, social, and neurological benefits when we sing anyway. Isaiah says, "You will have a song, you shall have a song." Having a song starts with a human choice. We can decide to sing, even if there's no song in our heart at that moment. And we sing anyway. And the act of singing moves from the outside to the inside, not instantaneously or not like magic, but over time, the song seeps into our heart and becomes what we hope it will be. When the 23rd Psalm describes God as our host, notice that God doesn't just fill up our cup when it's empty or half empty, or when we really need a refill. The psalmist says, God, our host, fills our cup until it overflows. Now, no human host would give us more than our cup will actually hold. But the psalmist says that's exactly what God does. And that's the abundant life. Jesus didn't say, "I have come that you might have a decent, little better than average life." Jesus said, "I have come that you might have life and that you might have it abundantly." Or as Isaiah said, "You shall have a song as in the night when a holy solemnity is kept, and gladness of heart as when one sets out to the sound of the flute to come to the mountain of the Lord." Did you know I read this week that they found a flute? Archaeologists found it. It was 40,000 years old. That's how long we've been coming to the sound of the flute. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to those we share life with. And we owe it to our Creator to have a song. Now, God bless you. I hope you're doing okay. Stay safe. And thank you for your time, for listening to this. If you find it valuable, I hope you'll pass it along. Thanks. See you soon.